Should you buy the Bose Headphone 700 or a discounted Bose QC35 Series 2? Hey, how's it going, bros? My name is Aaron. Welcome back to Bro Talk, a weekly episode where I respond to some of your questions and comments. But first, for those of you who have pre-ordered the Bose 700 headphones, we all know that it's gonna start shipping next week. And it's also going to be available in stores. But if you haven't pre-ordered it before because you are undecided about whether you should get the Bose 700s or the cheaper QC35 Series 2, well, that decision is going to get a lot tougher now because the QC35 Series 2 is now going on discount on Amazon. It's $50 less. It's now retailing for $299. So instead of a $50 price difference, it's now $100, and even better. According to David Carnoy from CNET, you can even buy the headphones for the price of $249 on massgenie.com, which makes it a $150 price difference. But he did also say that it's just for a limited time and for a limited number of stock. But here's the thing. At $50 less than the Bose 700 headphones, the QC35 Series 2s weren't so attractive because, well, technically you could just pay $50 more and get lots of goodies such as adjustable noise cancelling levels, an improved microphone system for better voice call quality, an ambient sound pass-through feature in the form of conversation mode, and Bluetooth 5.0 support. So that's quite a lot of goodies for just a $50 price difference. But when you look at a price difference of $100, then the benefits start to erode. So the short answer is yes, I would go for the Bose QC35 Series 2s instead of the 700 headphones if the price difference was $100 instead of $50. Now, the reason for that is very simple. It's all about the law of diminishing returns. So let's take, for example, a pair of headphones that costs, well, $100, okay? If I were to buy a pair of headphones that costs $200, I can probably expect that pair of headphones to be twice as good as the $100 model. If I were to double my budget and get headphones for $400 instead of $200, I can also expect it to have an improvement, but is it going to be twice as good as the $200 model? I don't think so. So although price may be a factor here, but it's also about value, right? How much value you're getting back in terms of performance from Bose in exchange for your cash. So if the price difference was $50, the amount of value you're getting back in terms of performance and features is a lot. But if the price difference was $100, then the return on investment just gets a lot smaller. And it becomes easier to say, you know what, I'm okay, I'm perfectly fine with the Bose QC35's noise cancelling performance. I don't really need 11 levels of noise cancelling adjustment, I just need 3 levels that the QC35 provides. I don't really need the improved microphone system because, well, voice call quality on the QC35 is good enough. Doesn't matter if it doesn't have Bluetooth 5.0, I can live perfectly well with Bluetooth 4.2. And plus, the QC35 Series 2 is a tried and proven design. So no surprises there, it's proven to be comfortable, proven to be reliable. Now as for Bose AR, it's not very clear at this point whether the discounted QC35 Series 2s have Bose AR support or not, because only batches manufactured after November, I believe, 2018 will have Bose AR support. Anything manufactured before that, no. So maybe this promotion is all about clearing off old stock. But even then, even without Bose AR, the QC35 Series 2 at $299 is great value, especially when you compare them with the Bose 700 headphones. Okay, so now let's look at some questions and comments that I've got over the week. Akshay Kumar Raika commenting my video about why Bluetooth earbuds always lag when gaming or watching videos. Does the lag problem happen with Jabra Elite 65T while playing PUBG or watching videos on YouTube? Yeah, it will happen. Because the 65T only supports AAC codec if you are gaming on an iPhone. That wouldn't really make much of a difference, but on Android, aptX codec would have been better for gaming due to its lower latency, of course. Beaker Baby commented my review video of the Master and Dynamic MW07 earbuds, which you can watch over here if you're interested. Awesome videos, thanks! Would you recommend these over the Sennheisers and B&Os? Well, definitely over the B&Os because the B&Os don't support aptX codec, only SBC and AAC codecs. If you want to know what that is, you want to know the difference and how aptX can benefit you, this video should help you. But suffice to say that I would recommend any one of those earbuds over the B&Os for sure. Among those two, however, it gets a little more complicated because, well, I love the MW07's design. I love its sound quality. It's just about as good as the Sennheisers, but I don't quite like its battery life. You see, its battery life per charge may not last as long as the Sennheisers. Plus, the Sennheisers have an app which allows you to get software updates over the air and of course allows you to customize the way it sounds according to your preference using an in-app equalizer. So these are some of the reasons why the Sennheisers may be better than the MW07. But on the flip side, if you're someone who's concerned about earbuds falling out of your ears easily, I would suggest the MW07s because they come with stability fins. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, alright. So the next one is a comment coming from Sharadindu Adikari. Commenting my video about the $400 Bose noise cancelling headphone 700, which I compared against the Sony 1000XM3, and you can watch this video over here if you're interested. Way too expensive. I'd rather buy half an Apple monitor stand instead. Okay, why does the stand have to be so expensive? And I sort of agree with MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee, on this one. Why did Apple have to announce it in such a way that it makes it silly? So they could have said the XDR Pro monitor costs $6,000. If you don't want the stand, it's $1,000 off. That sounds nicer, right? But they had to say the monitor costs $5,000, the stand is $1,000. That's marketing, Apple. I thought you guys were the marketing guru. Okay, so that's all I gotta say about that. Next comment comes from user96RR. He comments on another video I made about the Bose headphones 700. But in this video, I was talking about whether you should just order the 700s or wait for the up-and-coming Sony 1000XM4, which could happen in September. So if you want to watch that video, click on the link over here. Why would I wait? I can just buy the Bose now. If the Sony ends up being better, I can sell the Bose for about $3 to $550 and simply buy the XM4s. Well, yeah, but you see, then your XM4s might end up costing $400 or $450 if you do the math. I'm not sure about you, but I could really do with an extra $50 to $100 in my bank account because, well, like that money could do me some good. Perhaps get me a new hoodie or something. Next comment comes from Nico Pascua. Commenting on my video about how the Sony 1000XM3 cushions will rot. Is this a guy or a girl? Okay, so if you're talking about my gender, I identify as an F-35 jet fighter in black. My preferred pronoun is Boom. Yeah, you can call me Boom. The next comment comes from Jabra. Okay, so they must have watched the video I did last week about the Jabra Elite 85H. I was comparing it against the Sony 1000XM3. Okay, so this is what they had to say. Hi Aaron, thank you for your detailed review of the Jabra Elite 85H. We also appreciate your feedback about the codecs and fit of the headphones, and we will pass it on to the product team. This is gonna be the first time that a brand has personally responded to one of my review videos. So I'm pretty impressed by the fact that Jabra reached out to me. So thank you, Jabra. Thank you for watching the video and listening to the feedback that I had about the Elite 85H. It is a great product. I did say in the video that it is a great alternative to people who want better voice call quality compared to the Sony 1000XM3 while having noise cancelling that's not as powerful but nearly as powerful as the 1000XM3. In that video, I also did an A to B noise cancelling comparison, which you can hear, and it was the first time I ever did such a thing. And it was a great idea, brilliant idea. Not even Jimmy Wong could come up with that idea, eh? Sorry, Jimmy. So bros, thank you for watching this episode of Bro Talk. Like I said before, this is gonna be a weekly thing. So if you guys have any questions or comments about this video or about any other topic that you'd like to ask me, leave them in the comment section below. I'll pick a few of the best ones and feature them in the next episode of Bro Talk, okay? So guys, thank you guys again for watching this video. I hope you like it, and if you did, please punch that like button with a vengeance. Share this video with your friends, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and remember to ring the bell to join my notification squad because I upload videos every single week. News, reviews, and some more interesting content like how-to videos. So if you want to stay notified of new content from this channel, please subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you again in the next one.